So I've been wearing both the new Apple Watch Ultra and the new Apple Watch Series 8 for 7 days now, and I'll be honest with you, the Series 8 is just terrible for 2 reasons. I'm Aaron the Ho, this is Monty the Ho. I've been reviewing Apple Watch accessories for 8 years now, and with this comparison, I'm really gonna focus on what it's like to use both these devices on a daily basis. Really just gonna answer the question, should normal people like me consider buying an Ultra over a normal Series 8? So in the next few minutes, I'm gonna talk about 6 things that I've noticed while using these 2 products for 7 days straight. First thing I'm going to talk about is the action button, and visually the action button gives the Apple Watch Ultra a bit of visual flair, we'll say. Just having that pop of color is very nice. Now in my actual usage, I've got a love-hate relationship with the action button because it goes off when I don't want it to. Now with every other Apple Watch, I orientate the dual crown to my elbow so it doesn't get in the way when I'm working out. But with the Apple Watch Ultra, instead of the crown, I have to deal with the action button. Now I've tied my action button to the flashlight feature, which is something I actually use every single night because I sleep in a dark room, but it really is annoying how my flashlight come on whenever I put my wrist into extension, you know, when I work out and whatnot. And if you're like me, you tend to pinch the side of your Apple Watch when you're pushing the side button, so with the Apple Watch Ultra, I've been pushing both buttons at the same time. So you're gonna have to like relearn some muscle patterns. When it comes to watch straps, when I first saw the Ultra, I just assumed that Apple was gonna come out with a different size of straps for the Apple Watch Ultra. Apple didn't. Oh, thank goodness. All the straps that I have in my collection are generally interchangeable with the Apple Watch Series 8 and the Apple Watch Ultra. The newest straps, the Ocean Band, Alpine, and Trail Loops officially work with any Apple Watch newer than a Series 4, but the funny thing is here's my OG Apple Watch, and those new straps seem to fit. And also the OG Sport Loop also seems to fit on the Ultra. Now if you want to see what I think about those new straps, do check out that playlist. I'm still waiting on my Alpine Loop, but one of these gave me a rash, so yeah, that's awesome. There's only a few straps that I wouldn't use with the Ultra, mostly for aesthetic reasons. The thin strap just looks terrible. Same with this leather one. The watch is too big for these straps, which I guess leads to the next point, size and bulk. The Apple Watch Ultra is bigger, it is heavier, it is bulkier, but on a day-to-day basis with the right strap, I didn't notice it. Like my left arm did not feel more tired than my right arm, you know. The only time that I noticed the bulk of the Apple Watch Ultra was when I was testing out watch straps. I found that when I was using straps that allow for a perfect fit, the Ultra would move around a lot on my wrist, and then I would notice the extra weight in the bulk. But when I'm using something like this Sport Loop and I'm able to get like the perfect fit and the Apple Watch doesn't move on my wrist, I don't notice the extra size and the extra bulk. Right, Monty? The other thing that I noticed with the extra size was that, and this is more design, I felt less paranoid with the Apple Watch Ultra because of this natural titanium edge. Holy frick marketing fluff, natural titanium. Door frame and corner contacts didn't make me shudder as much if I bashed my Apple Watch Ultra into it. Again, I just feel way more confident with the Ultra than I do with the Series 8 despite its additional bulk. So this is the first time you watch one of my videos, hit subscribe. I am an unsponsored channel. I do not do sponsored reviews. Every single video that you see me make, I make on my behalf, we'll say. Monty pays for everything. All right, we're gonna do a quick mic test with the Ultra and the Series 8. Gonna record my voice on the voice memo apps on both of my Apple Watches, and then, well, we've got the audio from the mic, so we're just gonna see, can you hear a difference? Both of them are going, and I'm gonna say, funnel fairy bubble bath, 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 funnel fairy bubble bath. You guys know what movie that's from? That's the first test. The second test, I'm gonna cover them up with gloves. See if it makes a difference. Funnel fairy bubble bath, funnel fairy bubble bath, funnel fairy bubble bath, funnel fairy bubble bath. When it was under the gloves, they sounded exactly the same. When I was doing like them individually like this sounded a little better, and it was most obvious when I was doing this in the sound test. So that's the difference between the 2nd generation mic on the Series 8 and the 3 mic array beamforming version on the Apple Watch Ultra. The benefit doesn't seem to match the amount of marketing fluff with that new feature, does it? Now the difference between having a single generation speaker versus the dual speakers, it's not as loud as you think. It's actually not what you think. The Ultra for my test was actually a bit more quiet. The benefit is that the sound from the Ultra is fuller and harder to mute since there are 2 speakers. So more marketing fail? Now these last 2 differences were the most noticeable. The screen brightness on the Apple Watch Ultra is amazing. Like it's bright enough that it doesn't seem like I'm looking at a screen. I'm looking at like just like a picture. Like an actual physical picture, like it's that bright. The Ultra has 2000 nits of brightness compared to the 1000 on the Series 8, and just for craps and giggles, look how much brighter these 2 products are compared to the 400 nit screen of the OG Apple Watch. The screen of the Apple Watch Ultra is just a hair bigger than the Series 8, around 7% bigger, but it does look a lot bigger because of the flat face. So don't get fooled by that. You're not getting a whole lot more screen area. I will say that with the flat face on the Ultra, swiping up and down does feel a bit easier. Now, battery life was the biggest difference that I noticed with the Apple Watch Ultra. My Series 8 lasted about 36 hours straight. The Ultra lasted close to 53 hours. It's a really odd feeling not having to charge your Apple Watch more than once a day. I've been going to bed this week and I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, I feel kind of like almost dirty not charging my Apple Watch. Because I didn't have to! When it came to charging the watches from dead using a fast charger, the Series 8 took about an hour, and my meter showed approximately 500 milliamps of power going to the battery. The Ultra took about 750 milliamp hours and charged over 90 minutes. So based on this, simple math would say that the Ultra has a battery size that's 1.5 times the normal Series 8. Now, the first reason why the Series 8 seems terrible is that I didn't realize how annoying it was to have to charge your Apple Watch so much. I've been doing it every single day for 8 years. And not having to do it once a day with the Apple Watch Ultra was like, what? It's possible? Like, it's such a weird feeling. But it's like also so amazing because you just have this Apple Watch that just seems to keep going and going and going. Now, is that worth an extra $300 for most people? That's gonna be a tough sell. Because for $300, you can buy 6 sets of Apple Watch charging cables and 20-watt chargers, place them in every single room that you might be in, and charge your Apple Watch Series 8 whenever you want. The second reason why I think the Series 8 is terrible is that I didn't realize how much I was babying my Apple Watches. Like, the moment I gotta check it out, make sure nothing's scratched. But with the Ultra, because of the design of the au naturel titanium edge going around the entire screen, I am less paranoid about scratching that device. Like, this thing it just feels like a tank. It's just incredibly well built. Like, even if you were to put this on a flat surface, the titanium edge is actually higher than the sapphire crystal, which is, awesome. So at the end of the day, I will most likely be wearing the Apple Watch Ultra as my daily Apple Watch because better battery life, and I'm just not as concerned about scratching it. And those two things, realizing that there's an alternative to that and realizing that those two things have been bothering me in my life for the last 8 years is kind of liberating in a sense. So that's all I got for this comparison. Question, comments, leave them down there. First time watching my videos, hit subscribe. I do a ton of other product reviews, a ton of Apple Watch accessory stuff, so do check that stuff out. Thanks for watching.